Hey, what is up you guys? Brennan here with Digital Cynics, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Sony Pulse 3D wireless headset. You can pick this up in a black and white option to match the aesthetic of your PlayStation 5, or you can pick them up in the all blacked out option that I'm reviewing here today in this video. This headset's going to work for PS4, PS5, PC, and Mac, and it is only going to run you about $99, so it's definitely on the lower end of wireless headsets. So let's take a closer look at this headset and see what it's all about. So out of the box, you get the Sony Pulse 3D headset, a wireless dongle that uses a 2.4 gigahertz connection, a Type-C charging cable, and a 3.5mm audio cable. So let's talk about the design and build of this headset. The headset only weighs 295 grams, so it is definitely on the lighter side of headsets you can get right now. And personally, I think it comes in a nice, stylish, modern design that matches the PS5 pretty well. This headset does have sort of a one-size-fits-all type of build. So ear cups, they're not that movable. They kind of just flex a little bit on each side. And then the head strap is not adjustable, but there is a rubber band that can slide up and down. So in the traditional sense, this isn't one of the typical headsets you can just pull out and in to adjust the head strap. It just has this rubber band that kind of slides up and down. You do have kind of a leatherette type cushion around the ear cups. It is nice and plush and it's decently thick. And then on the inside of the ear cup, you are getting just a thin mesh cover over it, so no cushion there, which could raise some concern, but more on that in a little bit. All of the buttons and ports run down the back side of the left ear cup, giving you a good amount of control without having to pause your game and go into the PlayStation menus. So at the top you got the chat and game combination button. Below that you have a mic monitoring switch. This basically just allows you to hear feedback of yourself talking in the headset. You do also of course get the volume up and down button, a mute button that pops in and out, a Type-C charging port, and a 3.5mm audio port. Now I do want to take a step back for a second and go over some of the design flaws that I feel like this headset could have improved upon. So first off, let's talk about this adjustable head strap here. Now, without having the actual band itself being able to adjust up and down like a normal headset would, this does really limit you to how far this goes up. I mean, it probably raises about an inch. So for people with larger heads, it can cause an issue. So just a fair warning there, if you do have a pretty big head, it might get uncomfortable after a while, or it might just not fit at all. Next up, I do want to talk about the ear cups here. As you see, they are perfectly circular, which is a little strange. I feel like it doesn't fit my ear as well as a headset with kind of more of an oval shape would, which is most of the headsets that I've used. Now, I'm not saying it's uncomfortable. It definitely has a little bit of a curve there, but it is a little awkwardly shaped. So when I put it on, I do kind of feel it kind of lower on my neck, and it's just, it does get a little bit uncomfortable, and it does kind of squeeze my head a little bit while I'm using it. So I've noticed I actually get more headaches using this headset for long periods of time than others I've used. I also do want to talk about the inside of the actual headset. There's no padding on it whatsoever, so anybody who has larger ears or ears that kind of flare out, this might actually cause some rubbing issues, or it might be pushing against your ears, and it may cause some discomfort after a while. And then my last couple little gripes. Now, I realize this is a $99 headset, so it's not gonna feel the most premium, but I don't really feel that confident in doing any sort of extended movements or really pulling this apart that much. I've had headsets that I've been able to just completely bend in half and they're completely fine. This, I feel like if I was to do that with it, it would snap. So it is on the cheaper feeling plastic side of things to me, which brings me kind of to my final gripe here. It does have a matte finish on it. I didn't have this thing for more than 2 days before I had a massive scratch on the ear cup. So that is something to consider, and I'm actually pretty careful with my gaming accessories and gaming consoles and all that stuff. So to come home and see a giant scratch on this from, who knows what, is kind of unfortunate. And there's definitely some noticeable marks that I've gotten since then. Now, moving on to audio, I think overall for the $99 price tag, you get really good sound out of this. So kind of going back to my gripes again with it, with the kind of quality of the build, they obviously put a lot of the money into the audio. So that's good. You're getting the headset for the audio specifically. Obviously comfort's important too, but this has really nice balancing with the highs, mids, and lows. It's got nice bass to it without getting kind of muddy and distorted sounding. And it's honestly just overall a really nice, crisp audio. And I do have to mention, Sony's big selling point with this headset is the 3D audio that you get with it. And it is in fact really cool. I did get to try it out with a few games. I tried it on Miles Morales, I tried it on Sackboy, and then Astro's Playroom. While yes, this feature's super cool, you get really awesome 360 sound with really immersive noises going on. It is pretty limited to certain games, primarily ones that are Sony exclusive. Sony does advertise a 12-hour battery life on this headset, and after using it for a handful of months now, I'd say that they're pretty spot on here. But that being said, it doesn't change the fact that 12 hours is pretty terrible battery life for a wireless headset, especially when you're comparing them to a lot of headsets that are out right now that have 20 to 30 hours of battery life. 12 hours is just a little chintzy to me, but I do gotta say, at least they were upfront with it and they said you get 12 hours battery life, and that's typically what you get. Now, moving on to the microphone, this headset has dual noise canceling mics on it. Although I do have to say, this headset really falls short in the mic category. I constantly have friends telling me they can hear like every single thing that's going on around me. Dishwasher, dog barking, people talking, random heater turns on. Like, it seems like it is just the smallest little noises that people seem to be able to hear and complain about to me constantly. Now, the actual mic itself, like the voice quality, seems to be getting the job done perfectly fine. I don't have anyone complain about that, and in fact, I've had friends say that I sound clearer in the Sony Pulse headset than I do in my $200 Razer headset that I use as well. So that is a plus, but if you are gaming in a noisy area, which I know a lot of people are, stuck in their living rooms or just don't have a separate isolated gaming space, this might not be the headset for you. I did also want to mention one more thing about this headset that is pretty unfortunate, and it's the isolation of the sound when you're wearing it. It just doesn't really seem to block out any noise. So unless you're playing with a game that's super loud, it just doesn't really cup your ears well enough and seal it up well enough to kind of make that nice isolated sound that you want. So overall, I would say that the Sony Pulse 3D headset definitely has its design flaws, but when you consider the fact that it is a $99 headset and it does have some pretty fantastic audio quality, you gotta kind of choose your battle here. It's by far not the most uncomfortable headset I've ever worn, but then again, I've worn much more comfortable headsets. But honestly, this audio for $100, it really does match audio on a much more expensive headset. So I'm kind of torn on this one. I would say right now, if you are on a budget and $100 is all you got, I'd say go for this headset. I think you won't be disappointed with it. But if you are willing to wait a little bit and save up a little bit more, I think there are better options out there for you. All right, guys, that was my 2 cents on this headset. I hope I was able to help some of you guys out. Do you plan on picking up the Sony Pulse 3D headset, or are you planning on picking up a different one? Let me know down below in the comments section. Also, don't forget to hit like on the video. It definitely helps us out. Anyways, once again, my name is Brennan, and if you want to see future content on tech, games, movies, to literally anything nerdy in between, make sure to subscribe to Digital Cynics. Peace.